I just thought of okay. Sorry, my brain stuttered there a bit. If you fuck a clock, you need to be sure that you have a Chronicles on. You know, Chronicles, dude, why did I say that out loud? I don't know. But fun fact, that was probably not a fun fact, but fun facts are fun, or so I've been told, because there are 15 fun facts about Mythbreakers Chronicles by Hololive Boon. And I decided, you know what? We're gonna check them out here today, because I seriously, I have been loving to watch about their adventures and about the story and all of that. And also, warning, tutorial session spoilers abound. So if you don't want to be spoiled, now you know. And before we do start off though with this video, there is a sponsor. By me! So this is Wordcraft, a small RP forum site I made a little while ago and thought now to make more public, since I know some of you are interested in trying out more RP and stuff like that. Terrible sorry about that, but I thought to share it with you guys, since I know some of you are interested in trying out RP and stuff like that. So if it is, you can check it out. But without any further ado, Calli, let's continue with the video. I'm curious to hear what these 15 facts are.
And there were a lot of things that I wanted to happen, you guys, that didn't happen. This is another fun thing about this little TTRPG chat that we're having right here, is that I'll tell you things that were supposed to happen in an alternate universe. In Kusatori's tutorial, there was supposed to be a lot more fighting. In fact, I had fleshed out the characters a lot more, just in case Kusatori wanted to do something like take a sneaky approach. And I gave them all names. I had scripts prepared for all of the characters' conversations with each other. What I had done actually is I made a document where I gave all the characters involved weapons, very specific weapons. What I'd hoped that might happen was Kusatori would maybe try and sneak into the house, overhear some of their plans, something that may allude to connection with her brother. The Phoenix Pendant is really important, you guys. Essentially, there are some cults involved, and I think I made it pretty clear they were vampires, yes?
Well,
and
that
Tiara's
sucks.
brother's involvement in being in Egypt has something to do with it. The
Wait,
house...
in Egypt, vampires? Is that a JoJo reference?
that Kusatori infiltrated belongs to a new sect of a cult that is not as active anymore. Vic was never supposed to go on that little journey with Kusatori. Which is why I found it so amusing when Tiara was like, "You will come with me." But it made it quite interesting. I mean, it might have been for the better because she wasn't exactly equipped to go against that many vampires at one time. How is Vic hit by the Ina van and come to work with Tiara at the same time? All right, so let me explain something to you. Do you think that all the sessions are actually in time order? Or could some have happened before others? What if, in fact, Tiara was actually the very last one? Yule and Watoto arrive at about the same time, right? We don't know about Scout yet because we left off with them driving down the highway. But when Tiara gets to the bar, there's no one outside. Scout could be the first one to arrive.
Highway to hell. What? Oh, yeah, okay. First of all, I love how committed she is to actually make all these, like, list of stuff they have and the conversation. That's actually more than I do as DM, because one thing for sure, when you plan something as a DM, you have like, yeah, point A to point B. Don't think it will be a straight line. The line will be all over the fucking place. It will be, oh god, headaches. Nah, it's the kind of fun thing, because you can only plan so much if you're not the kind of railroady DM, which try not to be. Sometimes you can and need to be a little bit like nudging like the players to like come out. You need to take this bait so you can continue with the story, because otherwise the characters would just sit there and do nothing. After all, I mean, if there isn't anything that drives you or affects you to make your character move, sometimes they need a little bit of like I don't know, a tornado coming in or something like that. Or maybe not a tornado, but they need something to make them react, because sometimes it can be hard, especially if you're a newer player, to be front in the front, take and do. Like, they're more often at ease with a bit guided, so that can be good. Like, many times especially when I'm playing with new players, I can be like, yeah, you have this room, there's an ogre sleeping, literally happening in the RP I'm doing right now. Well, not right now, but yeah, you know what I mean. And there's multiple ways you can deal with that. I want the players to think there's more than just stabbing something. You can sneak, you can use diplomacy, you can you can kill it, you can ignore this room and stuff like. There's many options you can do. And I want the players to think that. So that is something you learn as a DM in general, that you can have points, and that's what I do. I literally have points, like, yeah, this is like some of the things that will happen, because setting and complete story is very hard, because the players are incredible unpredictable. That is something you will learn as a DM. Players are the most unpredictable fuckers ever. No doubt about it. They do always the unpredictable. Like, you predict, but then they do something else, and you're like, oh shit. And that is what sets good DMs from bad ones. The ability to improvise, because you will need to be able to improvise a lot. Like Calli explained here, that Vic, like, wasn't supposed to be with, hang on with Tiara, but Tiara, like, you go with me, and Calli play with that, because and continue like building onto that, And then also, as she says, that it can be different timelines. It's not simultaneously happen all these things, which also makes sense, that there is somewhat time differentiates that you can give the DM a little bit of breathing room to use, So that is something I think is amazing, to be able to, even when she done so much work, and much of it wasn't shown. And that's something I do as well. We can plan a lot, but many times we don't get to use those ideas, because the players do different. Maybe they use one of the lesser ideas you have thought on, or sometimes they do something completely different. And I think it's important to allow the players to be creative, because it's more fun like that. I'm happy when the players are happy. If they are not happy, then I have failed as a DM, Sure, some things happen, like your character die. And while I can be very lenient on stuff like that, because I don't want to kill players' characters, if you're like storming an arm of ogres alone, sadly, there is nothing else than death, something like that. And that's what I seriously, I'm actually really, really amazed by Calli. With all her ability to adapt to the story, because that is what it is. You make a story with the players. You have made the basic of the world, or if you're playing by a book, book campaign and stuff like that, and the players are the main heroes or villains, depending on the morale and the the perception of what we see is happening. So, but yeah, I really love it.
You never know. You never know.
You never know. Wink, wink, none.
Why is Vic a janitor everywhere? Seems kind of sketchy, right? Why would you be a janitor suspiciously at every single place that these people are? And somehow be involved in this mysterious organization involving a bar? Why would you do that? We already met the character that looks like J. Chad, who is apparently assembling a crew from the beginning, right?
Yeah, it's like
I was thinking
Marvel
of giving that character pink hair
Avengers.
to have it kind of be a me stand-in. But then I realized that Vic has pink hair, so nah. Vic is a self-insert. Vic is you, yes. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Probably not.
Probably
Possibly.
not.
All the other girls have characters. I should get a character too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Will.
That is something also I want to bring up. Your own character. If you're DM and you have a player character, they are often called DMPC instead of just player character. Dungeon Master Playable Character. And there are lots of horror stories where the DM favor their DMPC over PC, the player, those that are playing. And that is, I can understand that because you have made this character really special and all of that. But don't do that. I have made many DMPCs, not just NPCs, but actual character sheets and stuff like that. And the main role for them have been to support the characters, often to just give them a nudge, like, oh, maybe if we go this way, to give them a hint or something like that. They are supposed to be in a back seat. Like, for example, with a D&D group I'm playing right now. I'm DMing with Discord members. So if you're interested, check out the Discord. There is this... I had this centaur cleric who are supposed to be a leader, but leadership I allow to the players, because they are supposed to be the one leading. And he is a cleric, so he heals a lot. So I'm literally having him there as like a heal bot to make sure, like, okay guys, please don't fuck up too much, but he will be there to heal you to a certain amount. He can't resurrect you if you're dead, but he can heal you. So I gave him like a little bit, and he got to work very fast, because holy shit, they like to fight. Oh god, but that's... Oh god, I'm so sorry. There are many, well, not many maybe, but I don't have any numbers, but there are those DMs that make these DMPCs like the main characters, and they got to do everything, and the players are just hanging along. And that is bad. Don't do that. If you're DM, and if you have a character you really want to shine, be a player instead. Be someone else can be a DM instead, So that's very obviously to be important, but obviously Calli haven't done anything like that. Instead, she, ow, my fucking hand! What did I do that? I almost snapped my finger, and that was weird. My finger sucks. Using the characters like OP or anything like that. It's something I just find sadly some DMs do. And what I've seen from Calli, though, she has been just really great. So she could probably easily add an DMPC easily, and it would do well, Because she's obviously very important that the players have a good time. And of course, you as a DM, don't forget that. You need to have a good time as well. So that is important. So, will you ever get enough sleep? I never get enough sleep.
You will get enough sleep. Maybe never. Yes, Yule's tutorial. There was a lot that I had planned for that did not happen. There was a whole scenario that didn't play out. In fact, I had about 5 different slides saved with different scenes that never got shown. Yule was actually supposed to enter the school and discover the professor's plot.
Yeah, that was interesting.
An altercation was going to happen. But I was still going to unleash the hook, regardless. Interestingly enough about the hook is that the hook appears in places that are full of debauchery more times than not. Yule did just come back from a frat party. Not to mention everything else that's going on related to the hook, I would say, around the school, because the hook is related to this. What's inside the truck.
Yeah, that was what I wanted to know.
An incredibly powerful changeling. Did not think Yule would sustain that much damage. I know some folks were saying, why did you unleash the hook on Yule first session? Well, let me tell you something. My first session in the World of Darkness, the hook was unleashed on me. That was how my character entered the World of Darkness. So yeah, Yule got to have my first experience. I like party scenes.
Yeah, and also that is something like hooks happens, It was just that it played out very bad for Ina and Yule. Sometimes the dice roll really angry.
in games like this. So I wanted to have at least one party scene, and I knew that we had to have a hunter group that was just a fraternity. But there was also a sorority as well. A sorority that seemed to kind of not be on friendly terms with the hunter fraternity. Why is that? Who could say? But they're all very obsessed with Yule's professor. And obviously what the professor is doing is something supernatural. So perhaps they themselves could be supernatural connoisseurs. I mean, it would make sense, right?
Or they could be supernatural beings themselves, you know? I mean, that would explain why they didn't like the hunters, you know, because they are, and want to deal with a professor. Or maybe they just want to, like,
we want to unleash Cthulhu upon these frat boys. Fuck you, Steve.
what did I do?
Hey, my dick. Okay.
Ooh. And then an unexpected romance just bloom. Oh, that's so romantic. I like that.
For the hunters to oppose them. Actually, Yule's roommate, Nita Friend, was a character that I came up with literally as the stream was beginning. Isn't it strange that both Wachito's parents and Scat's parents are missing? Odd. All the parents are just up and disappearing.
That is
Heck? No one's allowed to have parents in this universe.
Yeah, don't you know the meme where if the child is destined, the parents always dies or vanish, and the kid is need to like and of all, it is an driving force, definitely. You know, I need to find my parents. Actually, one of my first D&D characters, well, my second one, a dwarf warrior. One of her reasons why she was out traveling the world was because she was looking for her father that had vanished under mysterious battle, and she was just out there like, and then it was easy like, yeah, you're in this town. Okay, that makes sense. I'm still looking for my daddy, so whoop. So many times it can work, but also why? Maybe they are parents eater, because apparently they are dangerous. Hey!
They all will be taken away by me. Watato's father was not supposed to survive. The shadowy being is actually a nexus crawler. That's what they're called, nexus crawlers.
Jesus
And
Christ,
they are
that's a nightmare!
Creatures that can basically bend time and space and reality. Which is why they were always in the corner of the eye. You can't
That
really
was
get them
the
out of there
thing.
once they're there.
Oh God. Jesus Christ, that's horrifying. And of course my computer just freezed. I'm terrible sorry, my computer is shit. I wish I could buy a new one, but we poor people.
We use what we have, and then I install a carrot into my computer, and hopefully it gets a bit sharper image.
So that explained the shadow things. Ooh, that's the next scroll. Ooh, spooky.
They can do crazy shit.
Yeah.
There was actually another character who was supposed to make themselves known in that the Magadon warehouse. That for some reason Watoto's father was connected to, at least what used to be there. I think I mentioned that Papa Watoto had a pretty crazy job back in the day, right?
He did something weird.
There was the boss.
Yeah, he did something weird. I remember from watching the Amelia play, and then he kind of stuck on this farm, well, the trailer park and all that. And then he saw like things.
I see things. I can't leave this place. Ah! Watata!
War cry, like, something like that. It might be the shrooms though. I mean, apparently Watoto, have a shroom hobby, and you never know what you get out of that.
Bomb situation. You're gonna blow up that place, right? The other salesmen who were also planning on bombing the place because it was a thorn in their sides. One of them was actually a traitor. That was the plan, at least, for them to actually secretly be a researcher working in the warehouse who encounters Watoto. With Watoto's choices, it just didn't fully come to fruition. So, the mushroom bomb. Yeah, Old Crinkle's got some werewolf stories, though, I tell you what.
Moonshine.
I think Old Crinkle could just be hallucinating from that moonshine, but, werewolves love moonshine. You may have seen some of them passing by and didn't realize that they weren't werewolves. You gotta realize that not only werewolves that like Old Crinkle's moonshine, but maybe also the local furries. Hey, let
you never
them get their drink on. No.
You never know. The local furries, they are a thing. And Yeah. Jesus Christ in heavens.
Nothing wrong with that. I'm so glad so many people like Dr. Nice. The Doctor wasn't supposed to have a personality, you guys.
Oh.
The Doctor being in the town literally only existed so that Papa could rant during dinner time about how annoying it was that there was a new doctor in town. That was it.
Oh,
Scout
God.
wasn't supposed to go want to visit him. That was completely driven by Gura herself. Very, very surprised.
Oh, no. Dude, it's such a thing. I know myself many times, but you're telling a story, and then someone like in the group like, yeah, is there a doctor or is there Smith or something like that here? Yeah, I want to talk with them. Okay, I haven't. And yeah, there is Mr. Smithson. Okay, go there, and many times you need to come up with characters, and that is the weird thing, because you can plan many characters and then you never get to use them because the players you do differently, and then you need to make up characters on the spot. Like, fuck my brain. For example, in my previous D&D session I was DMing, I did plan on the ogre having a relation to one of the people outside the castle they are playing in. I wasn't just sure who, and it kind of like, I kind of got a little bit stressed, and it ended up with being the random old man outside. But it was a very touching scene, actually. And sometimes things kind of changed very quickly, because the ogre originally was supposed to be just a very simple, like, I thought there was just gonna be like, I will leave the ogre there, and the ogre would be there in the wall, couldn't leave or anything like that. So I didn't really plan anything with it, but I was surprised to see that players decided to free it, even more so talked with it and made sure that it could get out, where it actually met its father that had been looking for the ogre, well, actually half ogre to be more technical, for like 10 years. Because the noble in this castle had kidnapped as a child. And it was a very touching scene. And that was something I really didn't plan on. Not until they decided to be like, okay, we're going to make this an emotional thing here. So I went with it. And sometimes you need to make up a lot of things on the spot. That's something you need as a DM. So many times you plan a lot that really don't happen. And you need to come up with things on the spot. It hurts the brain.
That so many people liked the Doctor. I mean, the Dr. Nice is genuinely just nice.
Yeah, nice.
Is that really so hard to believe? Gosh. What about Scout's sister? Yeah, I guess that's another character that I didn't realize existed until the last minute. I completely skipped over the sister part. So now I'm like, uh-oh. But now we've got another friend who, I don't know, might be able to help out at the bar. We're all on a big magical journey to the city. A lot of people...
God damn it, I love that. Because that happened to me many times, especially if it's a random NPC or something like that you don't really think about much. And you're like, and the players are, oh yeah, where is that guy? And I'm like, they are there doing stuff. They have been resting. God damn it, I forget, because it happens. Because when you're a DM, you're dealing with so much. So it's nothing wrong to forget, especially if they're a minor character that really don't do much or standing out. Then it's easy to kind of forget. So sometimes you need, if you're a player, like reminding a DM, because it's easy for us to forget stuff, At least for me, I'm forgetful as fuck. So yeah.
Actually pointed it out, that the way that the professor had worded it on the phone, Yule didn't have to get rid of him like that. When I thought to myself, okay, we'll have the professor tell Yule to get rid of him, I wasn't thinking murder.
Yeah.
Believe me. And my thought was that Yule was just gonna knock Vic out or something like that, and then go back inside the school, or just
she went full murder
walking away, she might just say forget it. But no, Ina did take my words literally to say, okay, we have to actually really, really get rid of it. It did sound like the professor was suggesting that. I think it depends on the person.
Yeah,
maybe you'll...
That is up to the person. It's like in real life, interpretation of the word. And by considering the situation and seriousness of all things, I'm not surprised if Ina took it literally. But well, in the end, it did work
was
out.
the first one to go slasher. That's when your morality drops from 7 down to 1. Eventually, when you get to 1, I think you can guess, you turn into a bit of a murderous psychopath.
Oh,
At that point in the game, you hand your character sheet over to me. It's mine now. And you leave the rest to me.
Hey. That's amazing. Seriously. Dude, I love this stuff. I need to watch more of all this stuff going on. What's gonna happen. Because there is so much to learn about the world shipbuilding and all of that, you know? Even if you know World of Darkness, now I'm not a very have very much insight about World of Darkness per se, just tons of other different RPGs instead. But I find it so fascinating, and seeing Calli working so hard, I just think that is amazing and so fun to see. And once again, I'm so happy she's doing this and they are playing together, because I know some of your comments mentioned that, man, you get interested and fascinated by all this. And that's amazing to see. That's what it should be, you know? I know there are those that are very protective of their hobbies. They're like, oh, we don't want new random people in. I want people to see. I want people to enjoy and have a good time, try it out. Maybe there is something for them, maybe not. And they're like, oh, well, I did give it a try. And it was nothing for me. But maybe for some, it's like, wow, it's something amazing and open new doors. A whole new world like you never seen before. Da 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 da. I don't remember the lyrics. And all of that. I want that, because for me, our tabletop might have saved my life. I know it sounds dramatic, but for most of my life, even when I was young, I have had issues with my mental health, anxiety, depression, social phobia, stuff like that. And when I was in school, I started to dive into books. I've started to read lots of fantasy books, especially because I loved that. Because I could be something, I could imagine something else, another world. Like, man, why am I not in this world? This world is so much better. Maybe not better, actually, because it was lots of wars, deaths, destruction. But it was not this world where I was me. And then I learned about RPGs. I started with a forum in school, you know, on internet. Hence, I suggested Warcraft. And then me and my friends talked about this, and we tried tabletop. And it made me realize how much I loved it, first of all, and how much it helped me. Because when I was as worse, when I was as most depressed and anxiety and stuff like that, I always had this to look forward to. I could play something else. I could be someone else, you know, instead of being me. And there's nothing wrong with being me. Definitely. I'm trying to think like that, and hopefully you do the same. Not being me, but being you, so to speak, you know. I see you. But it helped me in many ways, because I could focus on that. I made characters. I have written so many bad fanfics with my own characters. You wouldn't believe me. Believe me, it's real. And doing all that, being both player and DM for many, many years. And it's something I just love, you know? And if it can help others, if it can make people, even if it's you don't have any problems and just want something to do, I'm all for that. I want people to give this a chance. Give it a try. Find a group of people, maybe through Discord or whatever on the internet. I think that is an amazing thing. It's an amazing hobby, and I want more people to be able to try it out. You know? It's an amazing thing, and hopefully more people will get a chance to do that now. I you know, seeing how Hololive EN spreading this. And that's amazing. I want to see more of that. And I'm gonna try to do more stuff like this as well. I'm terribly sorry I talked so much. It was just an 8.43 video, and I've been speaking here for about 20 minutes. I'm sorry. But I just wanted to share my thoughts and my opinions as well. Hopefully make people get a good chance to try this out themselves. You know? I really hope so. But that will be me now, of course. I will be back with more. And of course, links to the original video and Bobon's channel in the description. Check them out. And I will be back later. So thank you, everyone. See you later and have a continued super great day.